the way things have been going.
How do you think it went, Hunch? I mean, we're happy. We'll have a good dinner tonight with family and friends. It's a little bit better than the alternative, but yeah, I mean, it was. I think our whole team really responded in the second half. I thought, in the first half, kind of weren't making shots. Maybe the flow wasn't what we wanted offensively, but I thought the second half defensively, holding Ole Miss to 37%. Defensive activity with steals, kind of doing, what we do, which is create offense through our defense. And then certainly, when we're able to make threes like Jordan Walsh did tonight, and obviously Joseph Pinion, those two guys in particular, their 3-point shots kind of opened up dribble drive angles and stuff for other people.
Also made three threes tonight. He seems to be shooting really well the last few games. What's been the key to him turning things around beyond the arc?
Well, I think just his work ethic. I got in today and worked out at. I think I got here at 7:06, and he was either finishing or close to finishing, shooting. His work ethic's been extremely consistent on a daily basis on his own, and I think he's really focused. I mean, I think he's a guy that just the steady approach of getting his work in on his own has been really impressive, and we need him to continue to play really well on both ends. I think that, you can look at Devo's stat line and the 3 for 5 and 6 from 3 and the 6 of 11, but his defense, it's like every single night he's taking a star player and not doing a good job, but doing a phenomenal job from a defensive I cannot talk enough about his defense. Even these games we haven't won, whether it's Hodge, whether it's Miller with Alabama, whether it's Miller with LSU, I can go on and on at how he has defended at an incredibly elite level.
He really was good today. What'd you think of his game?
Yeah, I think Anthony just, as with a lot of our young guys, I mean, you just want him to keep growing, to keep playing with confidence. But his stat line, first of all, it's hard to, as a guy with a guy his size, and then you're going against some of the smaller, point guards with great quickness, like a guy like 24 Ruffin. His ability around the rim. We posted him up one time on baseline out of bounds, and so you're seeing growth in his game on both sides of the ball. There's not many freshmen that are going to have 17, 8, and 5 steals. I mean, that's 5 steals is, to me, is as impressive as anything that he did tonight.
And then Joseph, your last 2 SEC wins, he's come off the bench. I think he gave you 13. I think that's right. Just if you could expand a little bit more on or expound on what he did. And obviously Ricky was having a rough game. You took him out early in the half and then didn't put him back in. Was that, you just felt like it just wasn't Ricky's day?
Well, I thought Joseph really played well. There's a lot of things that go into decision making, and Joseph Pinion tonight rebounded the ball. He had 5 rebounds in just 21 minutes. He had 4 defensive rebounds. Defensive rebounding was a high priority coming into this game. It was something that we talked about over the last 48 hours that we needed to collectively defensive rebound. And there's no doubt his 3 for 6 from the field, that being Joseph, was Pinion was extremely important to us, but just as important defensively. I thought he did a really good job. I thought he was really solid from a defensive standpoint, and loose balls and rebounding are important as well. And tonight he got loose balls, had a steal. One of our 12 steals was with Joseph, so he played well. And I think, with him, it's going to be matchups. Like, we felt there was a couple good matchups for him defensively. And so that's certain from an offensive standpoint. There's no doubt that Joseph can help us and stretch the floor out. And I give him a lot of credit for his confidence shooting the ball. Like when he comes in at games, he's kind of locked and loaded and shot ready.
He had a block shot, first block shot of the season. What'd you think about that?
He competes. And again, I think a lot of games are going to be matchups. And again, we felt coming into the game that there was a couple guys that would be, players that defensively would be a good matchup from our side of the ball with him.
Coach, 11 turnovers tied the fewest you've had since the SEC opener. Just what was the key to taking better care of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, Christina, there's always like, two sides of it. I mean, one, Ole Miss is they'll 1-3-1 and they'll make you eat clock. And it's not just the University of Arkansas against Missouri turning the ball over. I mean, they've led the country in steals for most of the season. And then you add in the fact you're playing in front of a sold out building or close to it. And a team that plays that way. Certainly getting a shot on goal for us is important because we feel like we're a good offensive rebounding team. And so no live ball turnovers is just like in football. If you turn the ball over in football, you're probably not going to win. And so for us, the way we, go through drought scoring, we can't turn the ball over because if we don't, I think you'll see results like our defense tonight. So some of the defensive struggles of late have really not been defensive struggles. It's been our offense has let us down with taking care of the ball. And then it looks like we're not defending when in reality, you could have 9 guys out there defensively, but when you have live ball turnovers, there's not much you can do.
Eric, I'm curious how much you enjoyed having Jordan Walsh available for the whole game, and you got 40 minutes out of him today, 1 foul, just the value in that.
I mean, he had 5 fouls and I don't know how many minutes he played last game. 13. I mean, there was a lot of firsts for me, which is really cool. Like, as a coach, 50-year-old guy, I love to see new things and learn. Never seen 4 guys foul out and have never seen a player get 5 fouls like that. But you learn, you have a young team. Going to be important for us to look at that stretch when they made a little scoring run to try to get better and try to improve. Because we are young and we still got a lot of basketball to play.
Jordan today.
I think, I thought Jordan played phenomenal at Missouri. I mean, other than not having the ability to play any more minutes, I think he had like 12 points in 13 minutes. So, love the fact that he was struggling offensively, continued to shoot the ball, continued to work. If we were still playing right now, I'd probably still play him because for a freshman, small forward, he rebounded the ball, shot the ball. And I thought, just as we've talked about Devontae Davis's defense, I thought Jordan did a great job on Brakefield, number 4, who is their second, guy that they look to go to offensively.
Coach McHale gave you 21 minutes tonight. What did you think of him? And I think he went to the locker room there late. Do you have any update on his health?
No, he's going to get X-rayed and evaluated. But he played great. It's we'll have to see what the medical report comes back. But he played great basketball. We started him in the second half. I thought he gave us a real defensive presence with the 2 blocks as well as the 2 steals. And again, a lot of nights there's matchup things and Ole Miss has 3 bigs in 21 Allen, 33 inside number 10. All 3 of those guys, and then you add in the fact that that McInnes is a big guy, 00. You're talking about 4 guys that eat up space and they're good around the rim. And I thought McHale did a phenomenal job, kind of, because they would platoon those 4 bigs, and he guarded 4 different guys in the second half. Depending on who they had in the game.
It is a leg or foot or anything? Or?
It's a foot. Yep.
Kind of got back to the identity defensively of generating turnovers and steals, but you did so without fouling and putting the opponent on the free throw line a ton. How important was that part of the equation today?
I mean, we played the same defense we have for 4 years. We didn't change. I'd love to tell you guys that, we used towels over our head when we defended the last 48 hours and sliding and trying to have active hands with the towel and keep the towel straight so that we could get deflections and not foul. But philosophically, I'd love to come in and say, yeah, we as coaches, we got together and changed. I mean, I don't know what happened the last couple of games. Same defense. So if anyone thinks that we told our guys to be more aggressive, putting teams on the foul line 36 times and 40, it's the same defense as we played tonight.
Yeah, Eric, we saw Nick was on the bench, and I think he tweeted or Instagram. Scotty told me because I don't know how to get on Instagram. But
Bob, we need to get you on Instagram
okay.
ASAP.
Okay, well maybe, but that he had some kind of photo of being back at practice. I know he's probably not near ready to play yet.
Nick is not practicing.
I
He's not practicing with the basketball team.
I just wonder what the update is on him.
There's really no update. He's back in town. He's rehabbing with the trainer, and under our doctors. So he's still in, same situation.
And then Jordan was talking about what a big win this was, obviously, because it's been a while. The Super Bowl, and I guess
there's a lot of Super Bowl signs up in the locker room.
I was going to wonder, did they get that from you, or kind of what was the Super Bowl thing?
Well, unless one of those guys wrote it, but yeah, it was from us. I mean, we have to have the mentality that, one game at a time. We have to have the mentality. There's another Super Bowl on Tuesday, just so you know. So, but we have to play, with the desperation mode. And look, I thought we played really good at Missouri. I thought they played good. They played really well at home, and didn't get some breaks, lost the game. But I thought the effort was phenomenal, and thought the effort tonight was really good. So, what you want your team to do is grow. You want your young guys to continue to get better. Even putting, Barry Dunning in, at some point, our job's to continue to try to develop guys as well.
You never did with Ricky. You just felt like it wasn't his day.
Yeah, I thought Joseph did what we needed, which was defensive rebound, make shots, not turn the ball over, and I thought he played. I thought Joseph earned the minutes tonight for sure.
On wood, if you'd like, with the last 3 games, shooting about 40% from 3 on pretty good volume. What's been the catalyst for that?
I think just putting in the work. These guys have really worked the last, I'd say like the last 8-9 days. Individual player development has ramped up or increased. We talked about, now that we're back in school with 5, some guys 5 classes, that you got to have incredible time management. And you've got to figure out when is your time to get in, some shooting slot time, whether it's in the morning, whether it's at night, whatever you're comfortable, and how that falls in line with your class schedule and our practice schedule. I think we have some guys like Jordan, like Anthony, that have done a really, really good job. We talked about Devo, because right now from here on out, our guys are in class. And so it's important to figure out, get the proper sleep at night, and then also figure out after your classes or between classes, how you can come in and continue to evolve your game.
But you had a rematch. Obviously, the first one didn't go your way.
Bob, you're that quick.
What's your
Mike
thoughts?
said that, you didn't even hesitate.
Oh, well, I don't know. Just what are your thoughts on getting another shot at him?
I think we're looking forward to competing against LSU again. It'll be a physical game. I thought defensively we played well against LSU. Offensively, we've got to play better than what we did. Miller's a really good scorer. I thought we did a pretty good job on him, and Williams inside. We've got to limit his touches, much like we did in game 1. And then certainly Hannibal's dribble drive. We've got to get better guarding him than we did down the stretch in Baton Rouge.
Justice Hill, I don't know if he missed their last game. I don't know if he's playing today, but if they don't have him, how do you think that affects them?
Who's that?
You.
Well,
Justice Hill missed their last game for personal reasons. I'm not sure what's going on there.
I think, anytime a team misses a player or a guy that plays substantial minutes, it changes, the complexion of how a team looks, but it also opens up opportunities. Without TB and without Nick Smith, other guys have gotten opportunities minutes wise, and I'm sure. I mean, LSU's coaching staff, I think, has done an incredible job all season long. Their non-conference, their coaching staff figured things out pretty quickly, and they'll make adjustments based on who they have, just like we're trying to do with who's available for us.
Coach, how much does just winning a game maybe help from a mental standpoint, going into another game? Is it something you think you can maybe build on?
I mean, we've tried to build on it the last couple of years. I don't, that's one game. I mean, I can tell you that the mental makeup of our team right now is better than it was 3.5 hours ago. But as we all know, on Tuesday night, that game is it's going to have its own theme. It's going to have its own identity. The game in Baton Rouge has nothing to do with how the next game unfolds, from a style standpoint. Rosters are different. Rotations are slightly different. So you got to go into each game with adjustments. And I certainly didn't walk in here today and think that our rotations were going to go the way that they did. The game dictates minutes. The game dictates shot attempts.
On the radio show the other night, I think Chuck asked you about all the delays, and you talked about being an old school guy, really not liking reviews, and then freaking Tuesday night's games like a marathon. Today wasn't quite as bad, but what are your thoughts about all these delays and how maybe that impacts the flow of the game, and win or lose? It's not a lot of fun.
From a stoppage of play or whatever, this is I'll preface it. This is only my opinion. This is not criticism. If I'm watching a baseball game, I don't want to see reviews over and over. And if I go to watch Coach Pittman's team, I'd prefer not to see stoppage of play and video stuff. And whether I'm coaching the game or watching a NBA game on TV, that stoppage of play is whatever. I mean, I'm old school, and I remember plays at the plate in World Series, and you live with the call. But I've also been in plenty of meetings in different leagues, and a lot of coaches really love getting the call right where you can see it on the video monitor or whatever. Again, being the son of a coach, there was many times that I heard him say, "Hey, you live with the call," and everybody's, there's human nature and stuff happens. So, but yeah, I mean, I've talked about, sometimes the long stuff. I'm just wondering if I can make it back to the restroom before stoppage of play and all that other stuff. I only got so long at my age before I have to, use the restroom.
About it. But what's nice that today wasn't quite as delayed as some of these last. I mean, the Vandy game was 2.5. I think the Mizzou game was like 2:45 or something crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get in trouble, so today was great.
Yeah, and speaking of that, you said you couldn't comment on the officiating, but the SEC the next day comes out and says, "Hey, we blew that call," and a tie game, Devo would have been going to the line to shoot. Totally changed that game. Just wonder what your thoughts were on the fact that they basically,
Look, we got a game on Tuesday. What's happened in the past, we just want to try to squeeze out, compete, whatever word you want to use to get, as many wins as we possibly can.
Second, he was in here earlier and he said that the staff kind of picks with him sometimes about the number of fouls that he may get in a game. How do you think Jordan kind of grow through that, I guess, in some of the tough luck whistles that he has had, and then, to have the last 2 games that he's had standpoint?
Yeah. I mean, Jordan is, obviously, if you go all the way back to when he signed his national letter of intent, I talked about, he's a violent defender, meaning he's a guy that's really aggressive. He creates steals. But having said that, tonight, he defended their second leading scorer and only had one foul. He did a great job. And so we just, need him to continue to play with aggressiveness and also to understand the guy that he's guarding's tendencies as best he can. And sometimes with freshmen, Devo knows all these guys that are returners and that's why he's getting these assignments. Well, he's played against Morrell. He knows from playing against him. For Jordan, Anthony, Joseph, this is the first time they've seen that group that they just played live. That's, part of managing our roster. It's some stuff that we've learned. Like we have a whole roster with other than Kamani and Devo that have seen these other players, and we're playing against guys that, you look at just the game tonight. Fagan's back. He was at Georgia before in this league, and Ruffin's a returning player, and Morrell's a returning player, and White, and so Brakefield, and so we're trying to learn, talk in huddles about tendencies because we only have two players that have seen these other returning guys, and it's been a little bit of an area we got to continue to learn, and hopefully playing LSU a second time. Hopefully we know their tendencies a little better.